Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Sports. Some breaking news on a Monday. Cheslin Kolbe is officially back. The Stormers have announced that the Springboks speedster has put pen to paper after a deal fell apart a few years ago. They have been able to get it over the line this time, and he will return to Cape Town as early as next season. We thought initially when we heard some talks about Cheslin Kolbe making a return, that'll be in the next few years, but it'll be in the next few months, in fact, with confirmation that he will join the side for the 2026-2027 season and add a lot of firepower to a backline which already has plenty of talent. This is all part of Project 2029, which is the Stormers' kind of vision at the moment, and all the signings that they are making, that they are renewing contracts, letting players go, all fall within this vision of Project 2029. And this is arguably the headline signing, along the likes of Wilco Louw, Siya Kolisi. It is all happening in Cape Town. The question is he what they need? And is he going to be the difference between them finally getting over the line in the likes of the Champions Cup and the URC once again? Before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. So a release coming out today is talking about the fact that Kolbe comes home as Project 2029 gains momentum. And it's an homecoming for him. You know, this is where he made a name for himself. And he earned 49 caps for the Stormers before continuing his career in France and then Japan, where he's gone on to become one of the top players in the world. And got a Olympic gold bronze medal there. In fact, he's actually, if you look at what he's won, he's actually one of the most decorated rugby players ever with regards to, you know, so many different titles and medals and the likes of that across the 15s and the 7s games. So he's an impressive CV for the man from Brackenfell High. And speaking about the signing, Dobson said the followings. He said, Cheslin is a son of this community and has remained a staunch DHL Stormers fan his whole life. He gives such hope and inspiration to our fans, so to have him back in our club colours is huge. As a player, he can do things on the field that nobody else can. Beyond that, his attitude and work ethic are second to none, and his presence in the squad is sure to lift everyone around him. Speaking about the project and the likes of that, he said Cheslin will play an invaluable role for us both on and off the field as we continue to develop our squad. He'll be 35 in 2029, and beyond the obvious strike power he will offer, he also provides the ideal example for the young talent coming through in terms of his discipline, conditioning, versatility, and work rate. And then Cheslin Kolbe, speaking about the move, said as follows. He said, Cape Town and this team have played such a big role in my life and career. When I left, it was always with the hope that one day I would come back home and represent this team again. To have that opportunity now means a huge amount to my family and I. He said the Stormers are a big part of who I am, and I'm grateful to be coming back at such an exciting time for the club. Pro 2029 is a big vision and something I really believe in. There is a lot of talent here and a strong culture and a clear plan for what this team can become. Well, I'll tell you what, when you look at the kind of players that they have already, you know, your Damian Willemsons, your Sashfami Gomezulus, you know, your Frans Maherbers, what Evan Roos does for them, bringing in Kobus Reinach, now signing Siya Kolisi, Wilco Louw coming in, Cheslin Kolbe. The star power is getting a little out of hand, to be honest, down in Cape Town. And the performances have been matching it at times. Sometimes they've been a bit inconsistent, but this is kind of the point of kind of the Project 29 to establish them as basically one of the best club sides in the world. That is kind of the vision. That bringing these kind of players in provides that depth, because yes, they might not play 30-40 games for you in a season. You know, they're not going to be they're probably not going to play every single URC game. They might give you 15-16 games across the season, but these are players who win you Champions Cups, that win you playoff matches, that win you URC finals. And that is what they're kind of doing. They've always had the talent. They're not going to have to worry about talent coming through within the Western Cape. You've got too many good school sides. You've got Stellenbosch, you've got UCT. You've got a production line of rugby talent, but bringing in these star-studded players and being able to draw on their experience, you know, World Cup winners, players who have scored in World Cup finals, players who have captained World Cup finals and won multiple. You know, it's a completely different level to the game, and they are building something pretty special down in Cape Town. Be a big wage bill. They're definitely going to be pushing their salary cap, which they've always said they've kind of remained within. But signings like this are not cheap. So credit to the Stormers for being able to get this kind of deal over the line, and it'll be interesting to see financially how they sort of cope in the next few years with some of the players they are bringing in. People talking about the fact that is Eben Etzebeth going to be the next signing, given the fact that they're kind of bringing everybody back from around the joint. But just from a Cheslin point of view, how exciting is this for South African fans that we can watch him play on our doorstep? We can watch him play against the Lions, against the Bulls, against the Sharks. The Stormers fans can go and watch him several times in a season and not just be limited to that one match down in Cape Town, maybe 2 tests in Cape Town if you're lucky in a year. So it's a really, really big move for South African rugby. And obviously the Springboks would have played a big role in it. They would have, he's a player of national interest. So they would be contributing to his salary. But regardless, this is just such a positive move. And when we have seen lots of players moving abroad, in the likes of Arua Nokia, for example. You're looking at some big names that have left and are leaving now. But when you see some of these kind of names coming back as well, it's positive. It is positive. And it's now the continued balance between bringing your star players back while still bringing the other players through, and finding that balance within the squad of getting that kind of makeup or ratio really between experience and big wage players versus your younger players you kind of want to come in and foster and mold them into the best possible rugby player they can be. Just how big of a difference will Cheslin Kolbe make to the team? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.